Hello friends, welcome back. So we're going to look at a topic today. Let me clear the space here. Okay, so apparently the gold prices were found to be reflecting 1971, 1972 as opposed to current reality, I suppose, current conditions, economic conditions. So we're just gonna, I've done a reading on gold before, but let's take another look at gold. Maybe what I can do is link it to the other, maybe precious metals in the timeless readings. Anyway, so this is going to be about gold and the prices and how that might be significant for Bitcoin, because a lot of the things that are happening nowadays are happening because they're trying to bring conditions around so that Bitcoin is the only answer. One of the things they're doing is this gold situation, and that's interesting. Today is a sacred gift from the universe. Yeah, every day lately. So as each day goes forward, new significant things happen and are, recorded in history, I suspect. Anyway, the other thing that happened is that Bitcoin was found in a legal case who had three really good arguments for why Bitcoin is better than fiat, because three arguments were: the government makes the money so they can take it away from you, and therefore, since they own it, they're only lending it to you, so your money isn't really your money, even though you worked and earned it, or whatever you did to earn it, and compile it together, pile it up in a stack. You don't own it because those are tokens owned by the government. So, your wealth could be taken away quickly because they can just seize their assets back if they are actual assets. Now that's fiat. Bitcoin, they can't do that because Bitcoin is a commodity and it's considered a thing, not money. It's considered a physical thing, and that's a commodity like gold and silver. And so that just happened in the news as well. So they're trying to set the conditions for the fact that Bitcoin is far better than anything else. Essentially, they're showing us the Bitcoin standard in reality, as though it didn't already, happen. So, I don't know if I cut these cards, but here we go. Remember that you can't change anyone but yourself, right? So we have to kind of sit back as Bitcoiners and just watch what's happening. Grab your popcorn, smile, because we are secure. And all of these other things that are swirling and swirling around, these things are changing, but we are staying the same. We are Bitcoiners. We're getting richer, but we're essentially fixed because we own Bitcoin, and that allows us to be fixed in a secure place while everything else goes along. And that's because we were smart enough to get in. And I wasn't smart enough to get in so early, but I was smart enough to get in early before the ETF. So that's still considered early. And right now, not a lot of people are on board. So if you're thinking of getting in, it is not too late. Believe me, the price is going to go way up. We keep doing readings about that. Okay, partnership. Allow healthful, supportive partnerships into your personal life and career, and both parties benefit as a result. You are receiving help from heaven and from a person who brings needed skills and resources. So I guess partnership, maybe partnering with Bitcoin, adding it to your portfolio, shall we say. Yeah, so I mean, we're kind of looking at what is the significance of these gold prices. And, partnering is funny because I think of partnering up with the ledger, and it's just you and the ledger. There isn't anyone else. There isn't a third party. It's just basically you and the ledger. That's the relationship you have. If you run a node especially, and then I have a video on running a node. Not how to, but why you should. There's plenty of people on Twitter that can tell you about running a node. But anyway, those are the kinds of partnerships that you can have with Bitcoin. You can essentially become your own bank, run a node, you're your own bank. Also, because all these people are running the nodes, there's a node here, and 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 another node here. They all secure each other because they keep repeating the same information. And if this guy goes out of whack, and this guy goes out of whack, this guy has a tornado, this guy gets shot, whatever. These guys keep reinforcing, and then this one pops up, and this one pops up. And that's how nodes work. It's all one ledger. It's all one bank book. And everybody's just looking at it, repeating it, and verifying it. That's how Bitcoin works. You don't need to trust anybody because it's right there. There is no trust because the ledger is right there. It's fact. That's how Bitcoin works. We know that as Bitcoiners. Personal issue reaches resolution. Yeah, a personal issue concerning how we live. So, gold bugs, they're also collecting a commodity, but do you see what's happening? Their commodity has not been stewarded properly, and so consequently, we're not really in a place where the fiat value has caught up with today's prices, because although gold has been going up a little bit, it's still not where it should be. I mean, even silver, they say that too. So these commodities, for some reason, have been restricted, and we're unable to unrestrict them. Bitcoin, however, there are no restrictions. It's just you and the ledger. All right, let's see what the Lenormand can help with. Yeah, people are talking. People are talking about all this. What's going on with the economy, what's going on in the financial world. Women. Maybe because women think differently. I don't know. This card has women too. It's the rise of the feminine. Maybe life will become more wealthy and prosperous. Yeah, wealthy and prosperous. And it is. Women are rising up, and they're not going to allow this unfairness to continue. That's why they've been so suppressed, because women would always have risen up. Women will always say, no, I'm not going to do that because it's going to hurt my family. That's why they keep getting rid of the women. All these cards have women in them. You know why they keep getting rid of the women? Because they speak up and they resist and they fight back for their families. That's why they do it. So, they're problematic when you do shitty things to them. Oh, confirmation. Okay. No, I don't want to go here yet. Alright. Gold. Gold, gold, gold. Tara, what are you going to tell us about gold? A lot of interesting things are coming up in this reading. And I didn't see them as gold issues, but when they come up, they come up. Taking you to church on Bitcoin, though. Seriously. Okay, let's see what the tarot has to say. So, what's going on with the gold? Alright, so the first card is Nine of Pentacles, which is, we are self-sovereign. This is the card of self-sovereignty. This is a card of, I have enough money, I can do whatever I want. This is legacy wealth. I mean, literally, I have enough to do what I need to do. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to think about where I shop. I say, I need this, go get me this. I don't care about prices. I mean, I don't want to get ripped off, but I have wealth. I have security. Okay, and your challenge is recovery. Rest, restoration, recovery. Interesting. Wonder why that would be the challenge. Alright, anyway. Oh, look at this. 9 of Cups. So, I guess gold is a sovereign thing. And what it needs to do is recover as a sovereign thing, which is a commodity. And it needs to recover. But it's coming from a wish granted, which means there may be a surge. So hold on to it. This is the card of hodl. This is the card of hang on, because something's coming. And they're coins. Okay, let's see. And meeting people, the Lover's card, which is not as a personal meeting, that's more the Two of Cups. This is more of a financial coming together, a meeting of minds, even though it shows bodies. A coming together, though, a merging. Queen of Cups, yeah, but in a human way. Coming together in a human way for humanity, for the benefit of humanity. So I think that perhaps as we hold on to the gold, there are business dealings happening. There is movement of the gold, and there is activity, so that the skill is that they have the heart and mind and benefit of the humans, because we're talking about women. We're talking about that mother energy, partnerships, and here's the merger. This is blending of energy. This is blending of things. So perhaps this could be a blending of other commodities like gold and silver and Bitcoin. And it's to draw attention to the fact that Bitcoin is a commodity, and so is gold. So they're going to treat gold in a different way than they do stocks and fiat, because it is a different thing. When you learn about money and you study finances and you study for the SEC and things like that, you learn about the different types of wealth holding. There are different vehicles. There are different ways to hold value. And that's what they're showing everyone in the population. Okay, and it's action. Knight of Wands. So it's inconsistent, though. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. But that could be price related too. That could be price related to commodities, because commodities are all about supply and demand. So it's commodities, and especially with all of these things going on with Trump doing trade and charging tariffs, all of a sudden commodities become a very, very important thing. Commodities. Okay, and the King of Cups. So, in his heart, he is like the Queen of Cups. He's doing things for the betterment of humanity. And this is for the betterment of humanity. So I think what's happening here is that they're really going to draw attention. They're already drawing attention to the gold by talking about the 1972 prices. They're calling our attention to it. But, yeah, here it is. Look at this. The Sun card. And what does that look like? A big gold coin. And the sunflowers. They follow the sun. So this is optimism. This is warmth. This is restoration. So I think what's happening with the gold is, like I said, that they're pulling attention to the commodities market and what commodities are. And they're saying if you own physical things like gold, there could be great value appreciated from it, because the sun is one of the best cards in the deck, and you're starting out as a very sovereign person. This is a person with, wealth. So it could be somebody who's been sitting on gold for a while, because there's not a lot of people who have enough wealth they can sit on gold for a while, especially at a couple $1,000s a bar or an ounce or whatever it's going for. So consequently, that's what's happening, and I think Bitcoin is a big part of this, because the wish fulfillment of the commodities is going to be even exaggerated when Bitcoin becomes, to the moon. So don't worry about Bitcoin. Hang on, hodl your Bitcoin. But this is a reading about gold. Okay, so let's see what the Green Witch Oracle deck can tell you about the gold market and what's happening with the 72 prices and the attention that they're calling. We understand these things about the reading. And that's also a personal issue, because it's wealth, it's your wealth, it's your security. It's planning for future activity. Can't go anywhere if you have and that's what happens, is when you don't have wealth, you're economically trapped. And they're trying to not do that anymore. Wisdom, purification, and harmony. Yeah, harmony, bringing commodities together. Wisdom, seeing the differences. Purification. Bitcoin is the quintessential commodity. It does not take up space. It has the greatest value. It's, pretty much, it's unconfiscatable by the government or governments. It's really tough to get your hands on, you can make it so impossible. Okay, anyway, sage is definitely wisdom, and I think there's wisdom in what they're doing. Oh, where are you, little herb? There it is. Sage. Sage is a white herb. Sage is a wise herb. It reassures you that you are grounded and stable, and that the wisdom you need is easily accessible if you look in the right place. The Sage card reminds you that insight can appear from unlikely sources. Being in harmony with your environment allows you to receive messages and act on them more easily than if you are living in discord. Listening can bring balance, and purification can remove obstacles that further cloud that exchange of information and communication. Remember that what may not make sense now may fall into place later. Don't be so quick to dismiss advice that doesn't make sense immediately. Remain open and wisdom will come to you. How can you help to facilitate the communication of wisdom from your surroundings? Yeah, gaining knowledge from what is all around you. Well, I think, here again, if you watch this reading, the news and the cycles and the patterns will make more sense. Because that's what the cards help us do. They make almost like a cheat sheet, so that we can understand the concepts that are being laid out in front of us and act more appropriately, because we have wisdom. Swan. Oh, that's a beautiful card. Grace. A swan. Look at the reflection. I'll put it here. This book is, it's so small. Swan. Effortless creativity, sensitive mystic, elegant power. The swan represents heightened creativity. In Hindu mythology, the goddess Saraswati, an embodiment of language, creativity, and artistry, rides on the back of this graceful creature. The swan is ready to take us there, to that fluid realm of writing, creating, and reflecting. This potent and healing energy is not to be taken for granted or taken lightly. When the swan card appears, your soul is calling for attention. For solo time, an inner voice is waiting to be heard, an inner vision likely to be revealed. When in balance, infinite creative power. Yeah, okay. When out of balance, agitated, snippy, and lacking vision. To bring into balance, solo time and writing. Yeah, well, introspection, yes. So that's interesting. Okay, so as you ride elegantly on your Bitcoin security, you can watch what's happening with the gold. If you own some gold, hodl. Hang on to it, because the environment is changing and we need to see where that's going to end up. But it looks like things are changing for gold, and there may be a surge so they can, get something out of it. And then it'll quiet down and become whatever it's going to become for the future, like probably just something to use in electronics, because they're finding gold all over the place. It's no longer rare and precious. As a commodity, its value is actually falling. But the thing that is truly rare and precious is our Bitcoin. So, hodl, baby, hodl. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope this gave you some information about what's going on in the financial world. And like I said, no worries, we're Bitcoiners. Grab your popcorn and just hang on for the ride. All right, anyway, take care. I'll see you around.